fire drill.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Achara Kirk, joined by Andrew Flash Gordon.
What's up?
And I was shared this video from a friend, and I thought, wow, this is really, really interesting. How Google Maps fixed India's street name problem. I was not aware that you guys had a street name problem, but I am here to learn. So let's jump into this. Here we go.
When Google first expanded maps to India in 2008, there was a problem. Imagine you're in Pune, India, and you wake up hoping to get some aloo paratha for breakfast.
Excellent
You head
breakfast.
to the paratha restaurant, and you see this.
What?
Where am I going?
Version of Google Maps. But in India at that time, nobody used street names. Many streets did not have names or had multiple names.
Whoa.
This was before phones had accurate GPS. So unless you had a physical compass with you telling you how far you've traveled, directions on Google Maps were pretty much useless.
I would have been so
also,
lost.
This problem was not unique to India. In Japan, most streets don't have names. Instead, people navigate with numbers and city blocks. It's the same in Mannheim, Germany. Cool, we're adding letters to numbers now, but everything is still measured in blocks. For those places, street names weren't really a thing. That's a problem for Google Maps. And they better fix it.
Like that emoji.
Quick. Starting with
How?
India, this is how Google Maps addressed the street name problem. Dude, last week was tough. So many fire drill projects. Yeah, let's hope this week is chill.
Damn chill.
It never
News to
is.
share? Anyone? I taught my puppy to sit.
Excellent.
I baked cookies for my nephew.
This is so random.
Maps does not work in India. Wow. Wait. What? Yeah. What? Yeah, that's bad.
That's my thoughts. And like everyone's just like, wow.
Bruh. This is a UX researcher, and this is Janet, a UX designer. It was their job to solve India's street name problem. These
Like,
Googlers
it doesn't
knew
have street
that
names. What do we
people
do?
around the world used landmarks to navigate. For instance, one might say, "Oh, you want to get aloo paratha? Okay. Over there, yeah. Walk past that store with the evil cat. Turn left." Keep going straight and turn right at the water fountain.
Okay, wait. I want to argue for this. This is my petition because I have always been this person that's like, I need a navigation system which just has landmarks. And you tell me how to get to somewhere based off a landmark. Because even sometimes with navigation and street names, it's like, you know, you almost have to, depending on how big the sign for the street name is, you almost have to like come right up to it before you see it. And then you're like, shit, I missed it. I do this all the time. But if you were like, okay, so it's going to be, you're going to make a right 2 streets after the McDonald's that you see on the right-hand side. Then when you see this shop, you're going to turn left. And then when you see this random thing, then you're going to turn right. Like, I can kind of deal with that a bit better. So I wish that there was an app. Maybe there is, but I wish that there was an app which
You should copyright that, Achara. No, 2 things for me. One, I only use the voice, navigation thing.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, I do. Normally I do, but I only do it when I'm going to a location I really have never been to before. So it's got to tell me where I'm going because I'm not used to it. If I'm going to a location I have been to before and I don't need it, the only reason I ever turn on navigation is for traffic readouts. So I know, okay, I don't, especially where we live, there's always traffic. Doesn't matter what time of day or night.
That's true.
I always just want to know, okay, do I need an alternative route? Because with Google Maps, like they give you, as many of you all know, they give you alternative routes. And it has saved me so many times. Like, I see lots of red. I will choose the least amount of red. I don't care what the computer says. It says it might say 6 minutes less this way, but I see so much red.
Yeah.
I'm choosing the least amount of red, so I use it for like that portion, landmark or not. But I do like that. That's a cool concept, though.
Yeah,
In theory, I like it.
Can someone incorporate that into Google Maps a bit more? Anyway, I'm curious to see how they handle this situation.
How do people use landmarks to navigate in India? What types of landmarks help navigate anyway?
Big ones.
To answer these 2 questions, Olga and Janet boarded a flight, flew to India,
How
and started to find the answer in kind of a scrappy way. Here's what happened.
Experiential.
They called businesses and asked them for directions to their stores.
Oh.
They asked people to draw diagrams for familiar routes.
Oh.
Then they followed people around as they navigated unfamiliar places.
That's funny.
although the plan was kind of scrappy.
That's
a bit
weird,
DIY,
but cool.
It worked. Here's why. Through this hands-on ground field research, they found that navigating India involved 4 critical things. Number 1, orientation. Head towards the water. Number 2, description of a turn. Turn just past the big bazaar. Number 3, confirmation of the right path. You'll see a patrol station on the right. And number 4, error correction. If you get to the roundabout, you've gone too far.
Oh,
With
this
these
is
4
cool.
elements, the team worked several iterations for Google Maps.
I can't imagine how long that
is
took.
The final solution. It took full advantage of landmarks. For example, additional cues were included, such as pass by, insert landmark. They also very subtly included road names when it was available. You can actually see this for yourself right now. On your laptop, your phone, go to Google Maps and set directions from, say, Nagpur to Mumbai. You'll see these pass-by directions in blue text. If you set directions in a place that do not rely on landmarks as much, like the United States, chances are these additional cues disappear.
That's so fascinating.
That's because the
yeah, I
US
was gonna
uses
say I've never
names
seen the
and
blue
address
highlight
numbers
here
as
with
its
here.
main navigational cue. So here, Google successfully localized maps.
Bravo,
They made a global,
Google.
very popular product fit local users and their needs.
Wow.
Whether you're building an app, a website, software, and you want to make sure that users will actually use it, you want to do user research. And you don't need to test with fancy equipment or 5-year
Just
longitudinal
people.
studies. Janet and Olga shows that sometimes the most scrappy methods are the
The
best.
best.
methods.
Guerrilla
As a
market
UX
researching
designer,
works
when
sometimes.
I'm localizing a design, I might ask, how can I get as close as living the life of the user as possible? What struggles do they actually face? And how are they already working around a problem that I'm trying to solve? In this case for Google Maps, it's the use of landmarks. To better localize products and solve real problems, the key is to ask the right questions, know who to ask, and have answers inform a tailored solution. The source of this video is Elizabeth Laraki, former UX design lead for Google Maps.
Good job, Elizabeth.
Wow.
I thought they were going to say that they went there and just started writing up on street signs and putting signs up there, and then they just, did that. But
I thought for a minute maybe they did that.
I like this better. This is good.
This is such a fascinating video. I thought like this was so cool because it's a really interesting thing that she's talking about, like an interesting problem and how they solved it. And also I thought that her presentation of the video was really great because she had a great sense of humor.
Yes.
And at first I was kind of like, why is she doing these weird little stick figure little sketches in the middle? But they were just really refreshing and they keep it engaging. So like,
oh, for sure. You
well
can't take
done,
your eyes off
Phoebe.
and what emoji is she coming up with next?
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I thought it was really, really great.
But also, too, that you saw that they were, again, I said, like, I love guerrilla type of market research like that. Like, no, we're going to go there. We're going to solve this problem by going their hands on. And then, like you said, to the humor portion, I love how, like, she's drawing up thinking, like, who are you? This is stock.
Yeah.
Like, that was fun. That was funny in terms of the sense of humor. But again, I love that they went, like, to India and they're like, we need to solve this problem. And, like, they came up with a solution, which is why, like, they were at Google Maps. Like, they're so smart. But I think this was an interesting way of, like, coming up with the problem. And also, I love seeing the difference from here in the United States to seeing like where in other countries, like seeing the landmarks are in blue, whereas here in the United States we don't have those. I've never seen whenever I've used Google Maps here, I don't think I've ever seen a blue highlight like that.
Well, yeah, because like roads in the US,
Yeah.
I guess because maybe it's to do with the fact that you guys are a newer country and therefore the city planning perhaps is better thought out than in some other countries. It is so much easier to navigate in the United States because roads are pretty much straight and you have the block system in most cities. And so when I moved here, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty straightforward. But then like you go to, for instance, like growing up in Bangkok, there are certain streets, certain like side streets, sois you go down and they branch off in a multitude of different directions and it's so easy to get lost. I remember growing up, my mom was crazy because she would we'd be trying to get to school or like coming home from school, and because Bangkok is like LA and we have like a shit ton of traffic.
Right.
And so she'd be like, let me go down this side street. I'm going to try and find this other street that I know leads like around the back of our area so we can come up, bless you, around the back and get back home quicker. And I was like, Mom, you don't know the way. And she's like, I'll figure it out. And so there were definitely some times where we would be deep inside the street and my mom would be making turns like left, right, trying to find
like, where are we going?
Our way out. Eventually, she always did though, because my mom's pretty smart. But like, yeah, I can imagine even trying to navigate these types of like side streets. And who knows, even I wonder how much additional research Google has to do because sometimes maybe streets are changing all the time and stuff. But I think it's really cool that they solved the problem by actually flying a couple people out there to experience it firsthand. And it was just really great that they were able to integrate all of those things that they noticed and basically localize the app.
Yeah, and your mom is not just smart; she's street smart.
She is street smart.
Yes. Yeah.
She really is, though. She's a badass.
Yes.
This is a great video.
Really cool. Really informative
really
too.
Enjoyed it.
Especially like at the beginning, I was like, "What would you do there? Like, turn left, turn right, turn left." I'm like, "Where? I don't know where to go."
Back in the day when I was a kid and we would like get lost, my mom would always ask for directions. But ultimately, what happened was, they'd be like, "Yeah, turn left at this thing, then turn right here. If you've seen this, then you've gone too far." Blah blah blah. But then, like, we would always stop every few minutes and just check with another person, just like roll down the window and be like, "Hey, sir, we're trying to go there. Are we still headed in the right direction?" So it was like a very, it was a long process, but it was very communal. We got there in the end.
And I know, too, that really quick, when I was growing up, I know we had Thomas guides. I knew how to read it. At that point, I was only like 7 or 8 or whatever. But I always told my dad, I'm like, "Dad, I'm really worried. When I get a license one day, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find things that, like with the street names, like when you get a license, whenever that is, you'll learn the street. It's so easy. Trust me." I'm like, I don't think my dad had anticipated technology. Would just be like, you can just type in the street name and you'll know. I know a few years later, like MapQuest and all that had come out. But then like now we got these things on our phones, like it tells you right away where to go. But I think like I said, the best part for me, the reason, again, if I know where I'm going, I'm still doing it for the traffic readouts, especially where we live. Like, traffic is always horrid. So it's nice to at least just know, okay, I've got alternative routes. I'm going this way. Great. I know I'm going to be here at this time.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's technology is
Thank you.
great. And you know what? Having great UI is crucial, I think, to the success of any app. So well done, Google. I mean, they own YouTube and shit. Like they know what they're doing.
Right.
Like,
for sure.
They're one of the biggest companies in the world. And when you're able to do stuff like that, I think it just kind of cements your position even stronger. Globally. So like,
no doubt.
Well done, Phoebe, you for making such a fun and informative video. Thank you very much. Guys, if there are other videos that you want us to check out like this, do leave them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this. Do go and check out Phoebe Yu's YouTube channel. Give her some love on there as well. And we will see you next time. I'm Achara Kirk. This is
Andrew Flash Gordon.
Ciao.